Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to Japan Study Center. Today we are going to see the chapter of geography and what is our topic today? Contact with the Southeast Asia. There is a part of India between AD 750 to 1200. There is the most important time period here. There is the contact with the Southeast Asia. India were never to such as people to stay at home, and they has been to the moving out from a same time to different part of the world for a trade and other activities. As far as their Indian contact with the Southeast Asia is concerned, it appeared to be as old as 5th century BC, and Jatak and Buddhist texts belong to this period refer to the Indian visiting Asubra Nadavapa is an island of the gold. That is the most important there. Subra Nadiva is the island of the gold and which is here identified with the Java. Such earlier contact with the Southeast Asia are confirmed by the recent archaeological is a find of pearls and ornament of the agate and the carnelian and the semi-precocious stone of India origin from the coastal sites in Thailand, Vietnam and Indonesia, etc. This find belonged to as far back as the 1st century BC. According to the China tradition, their first kingdom in the Southeast Asia was founded in a Phoenix is a Columbia in the 4th century and aided by the Brahmins is known as the Kundania is who had come from India and had married the local princes. However, India and the Southeast Asia's contact become closer from a 5th century AD onward when to the inscriptions in the Sanskrit language and started to appearing in a many area. It reached it is a peak of during AD 800 AD to 1300 when to the many kings and the centuries with the India is a name to emerge all over the Southeast Asia. There is a most important here. The Southeast contact with the largely and account of trade. Southeast Asia is rich in the cardamom and the sandals, wood and cambohors and cloves, etc., which form an important item for trade between India and the West. Initially, the India's trade is appeared to have a shuttles among their coastal, but is gradually there is shifted their network to the entire. Along with these traders is come the persist of particularly in the Buddhist and Brahmins to meet the literary requirement of India's shelter. It is thus a create a situation for the spirit of India's social and culture idea in the Southeast Asia. But it's the most we are noted that India's contact did is not uproot the local culture. It was rather as a case of peacefully intermixing of Indian concept with the local culture features. And therefore, for the example, will the Sanskriti was accepted as a language of court and religious and Southern Asia, the religious language continue to be used side by side and we find many inscriptions in a mixed Sanskrit and local language. Similarly, there is a concept of Brahmana was known as the South Asia as Asian and Brahmins were respected in the society, but social division were not great as it was in India. That is the most important. The most important empire which come to be found in the Southeast Asia in the 8th century AD was the Salandra. Salandra is empire. It is a compress of Java. It is Samantra is a Malaya Peninsula and the other part of the Southeast Asia region. There is a leadings, a naval power and the overcount for there is a geographically position controlled the trade between China and India as well as the other country in the west. The Slendra is a king where to the follower of the Buddhism. The follower is a Buddhism and had close contact with the Indian rulers. One of the kings of his empire built a monastery at the Nalanda in the 9th century. The 9th century there is most important and as his request there is a Pala king. Devapala of Bengal granted is a 5 villages for the upkeeps. Similarly, in the 11th is a century, another king was promoted by the Chol king, Rajaraja I, to build a Buddhist monastery at the Nagapatrams on the Tamil coastal. And the Salandras has also built a beautiful temple dedicated to Buddha at the Buradhar is a Java. Buradhar is a Java and it is situated on the top of the hillocks and consists of 9 gradually seated or terraces. They are most important here. Besides there Buddhism, there is a worship of the Hindu gods such as Vishnu and Shiva was also quite popular in Southern Asia. The temple dedicated to them has been to found at the various places. They show a distracted or trade of Indian influence and inspiration. One of the most famous temple dedicated the Vishnu is the Angkoravat, a temple built in the 12th century by the Surya Burma. And the two, there is a king of the Kambuja, is a Cambodia, and it is surrounded by the moat and the filled with there is a water. It has a hug, there is a gopurams and a gateway and a number of the galleries. There is a wall of the which are there decorated with the sculpture based on the theme drawn from the Mahabharata and Ramayana.